Hello, I'm Ken Fogg. Grab a tea or coffee and join me now for the following Newsnet Baton Rouge special report.
Welcome to Newsnet Baton Rouge, where today we take you to the Southern University Law Center, where former Judge C. Hunter King, the Southern University Criminal Justice Club, and Chairman Dr. Allison Anadie sponsored the Judicial Forum Arrest to Conviction. This special forum is where 4 judges came together to talk about the judicial process with all the students.
Well, keep in mind, again, in sort of talking about the institutional dynamics or the system dynamics, that you typically have 2 very capable, ambitious lawyers arguing with each other. And they're not generally trying to give their opponent any advantage whatsoever in the case. And so we do have, I think it's relatively detailed rules about what, the way discovery works and what we're talking about is sharing of evidence between the 2 sides. So does each side have to share evidence? If the only way anybody has to share, the only way the prosecution has to share evidence is if the defendant asks them to, with the agreement that the defendant will share evidence. So if the defendant doesn't want to share the defendant's evidence, which is usually where the surprise is going to come in, or I know where I was when the case was, or I have some witnesses, I'm not going to tell them, I don't want them to know, then they might say, I'm not asking for it. But in the run-of-the-mill case, the defendant says, I want you to share your evidence, prosecutor, with me. And so the prosecutor has to share, and then the defendant has to share if there's anything for them to share. We get many battles, I call them battles, sometimes it's just quibbles, about what's being shared. I have a little process in my court where I make them email each other and then copy me, and then if you're still not satisfied, because sometimes I find that no matter how ambitious they are, when it comes to having to do actual work, they lose some interest in what they want to find out. But if they persist, then I'll let them come before me and I'll decide point by point what has to be shared or not shared. Now, one thing that must be shared by the prosecution is if the prosecution has evidence that would tend to help or be favorable to the person charged with a crime. And we call that Brady evidence. And it can be, Brady evidence can be evidence that's helpful either to the charge, or it can be helpful to them at a sentencing type of thing. So if you know that, let's say the person has an IQ, the prosecutor knows the person has an IQ of 85, which wouldn't get them off the charge, but it might affect the judge's view of a sentence, that's something that should be shared.
After the forum was finished, we were lucky to talk to former Judge C. Hunter King and ask him about what he thought of the forum.
I think it was absolutely a fantastic forum with very pointed questions about arrest to conviction. We covered a host of different subjects, and hopefully it was educational for the community as well as the students. I want to personally thank the Dean, Ejigari, and Dr. Anadie, and to our panelists, Judge Boniff, Judge White, Judge Smith, and Judge Stone, for taking time out of their busy schedule and their court to come and talk and give back to students. And I appreciate all that is being offered by Southern University Law Center and the Nelson Mandela School of Public Policy and Government to inspire, uplift, and to motivate students to go on to do great things in our community. It was a great event.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Ken Fogg, and I will see you next time right here on Newsnet Baton Rouge.